Have you ever noticed something strange about human behavior? Sometimes the more attention you give someone, the less interested they become. But the moment you step back, become busy, or stop chasing, suddenly they start paying attention again. They message more, they try to reconnect, and sometimes they even start chasing you. Why does this happen? Psychology has several explanations for this behavior, and understanding it can help you see relationships and attraction in a completely different way. One of the biggest reasons is something called perceived value. In psychology, people often place more value on things that seem rare or difficult to get. When someone is always available, always replying instantly, and always seeking attention, their presence can start to feel ordinary. But when that attention suddenly disappears, the brain notices the change. The person who once had easy access to your attention now feels uncertainty. And uncertainty increases curiosity. Another reason is the psychology of mystery. Human beings are naturally curious. When everything about someone is predictable, the mind slowly loses interest. But when someone becomes a little less available, it creates mystery. Questions start forming in the other person's mind. What are they doing? Why are they suddenly busy? Did they lose interest in me? This curiosity can trigger attraction again. Another powerful factor is emotional independence. When someone constantly chases attention, it can signal emotional dependency. But when a person focuses on their own life, their own goals, and their own happiness, it shows independence. And independence is often very attractive. People are naturally drawn to individuals who appear fulfilled and confident on their own. Another important concept in psychology is the fear of losing something valuable. When someone feels like they might lose your attention or presence, it can trigger a sense of urgency. This is sometimes called loss aversion. The human brain reacts strongly to the possibility of losing something it once had. So when attention disappears, people may suddenly try harder to regain it. But it's important to understand something. Ignoring someone should never be used as a manipulation tactic. Real attraction doesn't grow from playing games. Instead, the real lesson here is about balance. Healthy relationships involve two people who both have their own lives, interests, and passions. When someone is constantly chasing, the balance disappears. But when both people maintain their independence, attraction often becomes stronger. Another interesting psychological effect is the shift in power dynamics. When one person always chases and the other receives the attention, the dynamic becomes one-sided. But when the chasing stops, the balance shifts. The other person may suddenly realize that the attention they once received is no longer guaranteed. This can cause them to reevaluate their feelings, and sometimes that's when they start making an effort, However, the most important thing to remember is this. Confidence is not about ignoring people to make them chase you. Confidence is about having a life that doesn't revolve around someone else's approval. When you focus on your growth, your goals, and your happiness, you naturally become more interesting and attractive, not because you are playing games, but because you are living a full and meaningful life. And that kind of energy is something people naturally gravitate toward. In the end, attraction is not about forcing someone to chase you. It's about becoming someone who values their own time, energy, and self-worth. When you respect yourself and live with purpose, people notice, and sometimes they start chasing without you even trying. If you enjoy learning about psychology, human behavior, and attraction dynamics, make sure to follow this channel for more insights. Because understanding the mind can change the way you understand people.